always really admired about our band is that we all have other things going on. So like, you know.
Not me, but continue.
Well, no, yes you do. You have your own music that you're
It's
writing.
all music related though. I don't do any non.
Yeah, but I'm not. But I'm saying that like it's not. This isn't our only artistic outlet. You know, like we all do other artistic things, and I think that that's really important. And I think you can see that in our energy on stage, and like, you know, like we're generally pretty happy people, and we have other, you know, things that we like to do, so it doesn't all like boil down to like the show that we play on a Friday night. You know, like that's just like one piece of the puzzle of us as people and us as a band too. Because
that's not the end all be all.
Totally. And
like
so
our
I
Friday
think
night show, if we don't get more than like 20 people, we're not gonna be like, fuck it.
Yeah, like this
done.
is over. Yeah, yeah. So I think that makes us unique, because I think it makes us look like we're having. It keeps it positive, you know.
More of a hobby, something that we choose to do in our spare time, as opposed to something that's gonna, you know, that like this needs to work.
Yeah, well, I mean, that being said, we would all quit our jobs if we like got signed and like went on some crazy tour. We could all have separate tour buses.
Like if it
that
works
would
with
be
Lifeline.
amazing.
Does any band ever have all separate tour buses?
Yeah, the Red Hot Chili Peppers. I saw them do it.
They can't share a bus.
No, they have their own tour buses.
Yeah, a lot of bands actually.
Yeah.
Really?
Nickelback, man.
Nickelback, that's right. They have their own tour
Nickelback,
buses.
they all got their own.
Yeah.
Fucking like.
Nickelback is
giant
big
ass-
enough to have different separate tour
Nickelback
buses.
is like one of the
Nickelback
biggest
is
bands in the
huge,
country,
man.
dude.
Oh, I haven't listened to music since like
Well,
1963.
Check it out. Check it out.
But anyway.
I'll make you a mixtape.
I think that makes us
That'd be
unique.
great.
I
because
think-
know the one
you
song.
know.
I think though, speaking to our music though, I think what really is cool about our music is that like all four of us kind of have to be present to create it. Like I wouldn't feel comfortable taking a Jackpot song and like having another person like interpret it. Like it just wouldn't. I mean, maybe they could do a core version, but like it couldn't. You can't recreate this because we're all doing such different things. Like we're always switching off vocals. We're always switching off instruments. Like Kev drums, but he sings almost more than he drums. Like weird stuff like that.
Yeah.
Nobody's like a session musician. Nobody's like.
Totally.
Nobody's the band leader. Nobody's like bringing like. I mean, we all sort of share the songwriting responsibility, in the fact that like primarily one of us will write a song and bring it to the group, and then everyone will give their input, and sort of form it into, because all of our songs have their own like flavor, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Like I think if it was pointed out to somebody, you might be able to see certain things about like, okay, well, I start to see the pattern, and these are the songs that Al writes, these are the songs that Claire writes. But at the end of the day, and I think the more that we've been playing together as a band, we have the capabilities of taking these songs from the disparate songwriters and then giving them this like very Jackpot Tiger feel.
Sound and feel, yeah, for sure.
Which I feel like is not how a lot of bands operate. You know, it's like, I know a lot of bands, they will have one or two primary like people who will be like, okay, you guys are
They're kind of
in
the
the background, yeah, but like you're gonna do this, and I've written this part for you, and I've written this.
We put our stuff out there. We think it's awesome. You know, if you don't, that's your prerogative. But if you do like it, I mean, because it's awesome.
It'll definitely make your life a little bit better, I think.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that our music is like really fun.
And we're not trying to outsmart anyone. Like that's, which I feel like a lot of
I think
music
it's
is
super
now.
honest. I think it's
So
fun.
honest.
It's really, I think, we always try and make it just as honest as possible, to where it's like tying back to what we've already said about like you know, we're not trying to make it like this isn't gonna be like our Mumford song, and this isn't gonna be like our song. That's
Nothing.
gonna
Well,
be
I
like
hope we never have a Mumford song. I don't want any of that shit.
We're gonna like, that's just because you're gonna be obsolete if we ever do a Mumford.
No, I'm not gonna.
Unless he gets the tap dancing shoes.
Unless you get the
Oh,
tap
that's
shoes
true,
back.
yeah.
But no, we're never like, you know, we're never trying to like
No, I don't think they
do
just
something
don't.
because we like. None of us are ever like, well, I got super into this album, so we need to make a song that sounds like that. So I think the songs come from a place of us having a really good time.
Yeah.
And I hope that people in listening to it would feel somewhat of what we felt when we were making the music, and I think that is unique. I think that's unique. I mean, I think it's like
it's an experience for sure. Like I think that there's like something really raw, like like you were saying, like super honest about the experience. It's definitely not, you know, I don't know if I don't really feel like our music is like background music. Like I don't think you would just like put it on. To,
Yeah,
like,
it's an
you
active,
know,
it's an
definitely-
active listen.
Yeah, so I think it can be a really fun experience for people to.
Not to say that you have to put effort into listening to the music.
No,
I
I
No,
guess
you
you're
don't-
right.
you
It's
don't
really
do that.
you really gotta trudge through
You
our
gotta really
stuff.
try.
You have to analyze it.
Yeah, But I think
We-
that each song is really special, and all the songs together create like a really cool, fun thing.
And we have
Just
sad.
a bit of
For some reason, we keep just talking about fun songs. We also have
That's what I'm
emotional
saying.
songs
Yeah.
and like
It runs the gamut for sure.
yeah. There's all kinds of different stuff. If you're a human, there's something for you in our music.
You'll always have a good time.
I think
Yeah.
that's with any sort of art, whether it's painting or writing or doing theater and stuff like that. I mean, if you are if you're doing it for any reason other than like something that you want to see or hear or experience that doesn't exist already, then it's just not going to turn out very well.
Yeah,
Because you
totally.
can't control everything else. I mean, you can control if the work that you're making makes you happy, and that's I think what keeps a lot of people going. And I think that's what burns out a lot of people. Like, especially in the city, you see a lot of like actors and musicians and things like that just get so tired of it, and then they just can't, because I think it's like there's some goal outside of the work that they're doing that they're trying to achieve that is just so out of your control. You just start feeling really kind of helpless.
Yeah.
Don't do
I would
it.
say don't get bummed out by playing a lot of shows for nobody. And make music you like, not to make you look cool, like try to impress a certain crowd. I mean, I don't know, this is my main.
Yeah,
The
I think
biggest
that's
thing,
the
and I
biggest
would give
thing.
that. I would give that to anyone who wanted to participate in art in any way, shape, or form. It's
Totally.
just like
Yeah, take a
do
while.
stuff that makes you happy, and this is what I would always say. In the theater company when we were doing that, and which still exists, by the way. And why we started that, and also when Claire and I started this band, is just this idea of like, make stuff that you dig, so that way you have all the power in your own sort of like creative like destiny. It's like, make things that make you happy and stay, and if it doesn't make you happy anymore, then stop doing it, because it's not going to make anybody else happy watching it. So
Yeah,
Yeah.
totally.
and it's a super frustrating thing to do, and it's a super.
But it's so funny because it's like the good is so.
No,
good.
that's what I'm saying. Yeah,
There's no replication for the magic of playing live or like
making an
getting the
amazing album.
songs,
Yeah.
getting the songs sounding just right on the record.
There's nothing like it.
I
I
remember.
believe there's something like it. I mean,
I remember at Pete's Candy Store. I don't know if you guys recall this, but there was like this band of like 17 or 18-year-old high school kids that opened for us, and they were a punk band, and they were fantastic. They were so good, and they were.
Yeah,
they
I
were,
kinda
I
remember
thought
that,
they were
yeah.
really tight and raw, but like also just so. There was just so much emotion that they were sort of putting out, and I remember I saw that they were like really pissed off at the end of the show. Like they just thought they played so badly, and like I went up to them and I was like, "You guys kicked ass. You guys were awesome, and you guys are like 18 years old. Like just keep doing this because you're already in New York City."
Is that as an artist in New York or anywhere, you have to do everything. And I love what you said, Alex. You said this before. Like, would you want your doctor to be like the person that's like scheduling your appointment and like cleaning up after the surgery? I don't know. Like, they don't have to do anything. Like,
you want your doctor to be a good doctor.
Yeah.
When he's got those surgical tools, you don't want him to be thinking, man, is Amy booked for 3:00?
Yeah.
Am I making enough money? Like, am I
Yeah.
advertising? Oh shit, I just like sutured a heart the wrong way. I don't even know what a suture is. I don't even know what a suture is.
I think it was good.
Yeah,
though.
But right, isn't that, I think
Yeah.
it's a good
And
analogy.
it's
It's
like-
like,
and
and
it's
bands
like-
for some reason are expected to be everything. It's like,
yeah, it's
I
so
don't buy
great.
into that, man. I'm
Yeah,
like, we make good music, we record good music, we play good shows.
But that's it.
That's what we-
It's like,
that's
if
what we're
people want to
supposed
help
to
us
do.
out, bring it on. But like,
Yeah,
we're
so
not,
that could be weird.
we're not gonna go this like above and beyond. Unless it feels like a creative expression. Like,
Yeah.
I also like our friends, Teen Girl Scientist Monthly, one of our great friends, awesome band. And they do such a good job of promoting creatively where it feels like they do stuff that is like really kind of creative and unique. And like, that's different. Like, I wouldn't count that as
No.
what I'm talking about. But I'm just talking about basics like booking shows and getting people to listen to your album.
you
So
have
we're
to
working
do-
with a PR company now that's helping us do that. And that's been pretty
Yeah.
awesome so far.
Yeah,
It's been a
it's
month.
been
yeah.
really awesome.
We got a review. It's just, I was so pumped in that one review. It
I
was like a little
know.
paragraph.
And it was awesome.
It was like not in depth at all. In depth.
Yeah, in depth.
In depth.
There's a P.
I think
yeah.
about the P too much. I get stressed out. Cabs are expensive.
Yeah,
We don't have a
expense
van.
wise, it's just like the space to
Yeah.
practice is tough. You have to have. I mean, like, there's
You can't, like,
there's
practice
no
in your
garage bands in
basement.
New York.
Yeah.
Like,
It's
it's
the
not like
least profitable thing you could
Yeah.
possibly do in New York is be a band. Like,
Yeah.
so you cannot think. If you think about that, you're going down the dangerous rabbit hole. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
because at every point we're just hemorrhaging money. Like, so that sucks. But we deal with it, and
Because at the end of the day, I mean, there are a lot of people that want to hear music. There are a lot of people. I mean, the appeal of New York as a scene exists because of just the sheer volume of people that want to experience the arts, and so it's like, I think a lot of people. I think that the shitty thing when you talk about like the New York music scene compared to like other places is like, you know, we played a show when we went on tour last time. We went in. Our first stop was in D.C. We played this place and we got there and they were so incredibly grateful.
Oh my
that
god!
I was playing.
We had a dressing
We
room.
had like
we got
rooms.
beer,
They were like, how much beer do you want?
Yeah,
Like, thank
yeah.
you so
What
much
kind?
for
What kind
playing.
of beer do you want?
Yeah, like thank you so much for bringing your music to us.
Yeah.
And we got paid. We got money.
We
They
got
like
money,
gave
yeah,
us
and-
money
and
to play a
you-
show.
and
It was
mind-blowing.
so crazy. It was.
In
It was
New York,
like,
in
it was
New York,
playing
there's like a very
socialist like.
Yeah.
It was incredible.
And then in New York, there is like a lot of venues have sort of chips on their shoulder. Like you'll play places, and like people will be like, "You understand you're playing at like the bitter end," and you're like, "Go fuck yourself." I'm sorry,
Yeah.
I don't like. I will say it on
I don't
camera.
like
I
the
don't
bitter
like the
end.
bitter end. Like,
Beers
then the
beers
yeah.
cost $7.36.
The other day-
it's
Oh,
like
yeah,
I don't
that's
want
right,
coin change with my beer. Anyway, but like. But there are people out there that are hungry for new music, and while New Yorkers may have really short attention spans with that new music, like there is a very like hungry culture of people where like we'll play a show and we'll have some friends there, and then there'll be like a group of people that were like, we just liked your name on the kiosk, so we decided to like come in and check it out.
Yeah.
And that
That's pretty
happens.
special
You
in
get a
New
lot
York.
of that, just like walking traffic, and because there's such a vibrant like night scene.
Yeah.
That like, you know, people look forward to things like CMJ and stuff like that, like opportunities that they have to hear something new. Because I think a lot of people in New Yorkers want to know the newest, coolest bands and stuff, and so you'll
Yeah.
get some good. There are really shitty things about it, but there's also really cool things about it, and that's kind of how I feel about New York in general. Is there's really crappy things about it, but there's this group. It's just sense of like, I don't know, like a group of people that just really want to. There's a much better word than I was hoping I was gonna land on, but it didn't happen. But just like people that like, you know, there's this collective of people that like want to hear and make music together. And a lot of people are jerks, but a lot of people are really cool.
Yeah. Well, and I think too, like that's what's also really funny about going out of town is like, just like I was saying before, like you see the different scenes and like, and you know, people, I mean, especially Brooklyn, I think people are like, oh man, you guys are like from Brooklyn? Like they're kind of like, you're kind of like, you know, you forget that this is sort of where it is at and where it's always been.
Yeah.
You know, and that's
Unless you
cool.
talk to people that were from New York at one point, then they're
Yeah.
like,
No, you
"It's
can't talk to
so
old
much
New
better
Yorkers.
here."
Unless they were listening to like Bebop in the 40s.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Brooklyn. I didn't go to Brooklyn.
Yeah, but
What is Brooklyn?
it's hard, but it's also I think just as equally hard as it is rewarding when something great happens.
I think it's kind of universal for whatever you're trying to do in New York.
Yeah.
New York,
Yeah.
it's like
It's the best of the best. You
yeah,
know, like
it's-
if
it
you're gonna be
takes
an
it
actor and
so-
you
it's-
like, yeah, totally.
It's expensive and tough, but like I don't know, it's just people stick around for a reason. So
Don't be scared of tomorrow. If you've got today, if you've got today, until the sun swallows the moon, you'll be okay. Yeah, and you'll be okay. Sometimes words